Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to the farm. Thanks for watching and giving us the likes and comments. We appreciate that. Today, we're supposed to be getting an overseas shipping container that's been modified and delivered here to the farm. I've got a couple of these overseas shipping containers. Some people call them Connex boxes. And basically, when they're retired, they're reconditioned and set up for like what I'm fixing to use it for. We modified it with a roll-up garage door on the front, and we're going to be putting it next to a couple of the other storage units we've got here on the place. This will give us a place to store gasoline, diesel fuel, oil, all sorts of flammable stuff, because this particular one has two vents that have been installed, one on the south side and one on the east side. That way it's got air circulation. Whereas the other ones we have, yeah, they have vents, but they're not what I would call ventilation. They're vents, little bitty vents. With the Texas heat, it's not what I would call ventilation. What's in these are some big old ventilation panels that are semi-rainproof, so that rain won't get into them. And that way, when the wind blows from the east or from the south, we'll have some sort of circulation inside of there. And that's why that particular storage unit is going to be set up for gasoline, diesel, propane, all of our collection of different oils and hydraulic fluids and stuff for everything on the farm. And we'll probably put mowers and ATVs in there as well. Anyway, come along with us today as it gets delivered. It's about 11:03 in the morning, and he said it was going to happen between 11 and 2. So somewhere in between 11 and 2, that guy's going to show up with one of these things on his truck, and I'm hoping to get some video of it being dropped into place. We got a new container from Metro Container LLC over in Brenham, Texas. It's a big gray monster, and it's actually a little bit bigger than some of our other containers that we've had in the past. As you can see, it's a little bit taller. That's because it's a different size of container. Let me explain real quick and I'll show you the inside. The first really big obvious thing, other than size, this doesn't have the old doors. This has a roll down door. And you don't even have to touch it to put it up. Let it go and it does its own thing. Now when you get it down to the bottom, it'll stay there. But I really like this because one-handed, you can unlatch it, pitch it just a little bit, and it goes up all by itself. That becomes important when you got an armload of stuff in one hand to go do something. The other thing is we've installed a vent over here on the side, and there's another vent over here on the end. That way we can put gasoline and diesel fuel and stuff like that in here and still have some ventilation. And the other thing they do when they recondition it, they paint the inside and they paint the outside and they put in all new flooring. So we've got brand new plywood all the way from the front to the back. The other thing is this isn't your standard 20-foot container. That's because what they did with this is they took a 40-foot container, which is a little taller, and they cut it in half. And when they cut it in half, then they go and weld a door in one side and take the other one out, take the doors out, and do the same thing on it. That way they're making two containers out of one 40-foot container. And yeah, I think I like this because you've got headroom. You got a lot more headroom than you do in my older ones. So that's much appreciated. I really appreciate the service that we got from Metro Container LLC over in Brenham. Eric is a nice guy. He helped us out. We told him what we wanted, and he wanted to sell us what we wanted, but once we got down to the shop, down at his I hate to call it showroom, his yard, he showed us this. It was like, you know what, for our purposes, for getting lawnmowers and ATVs in and out of here, I think I would much rather have this than that, because those are kind of a pain. This isn't as waterproof, but I'm not that worried about waterproof on my mowers. I mean, they sit out in the weather most of the time. I would just like to get them out of the weather, and this will do that just fine. So if you're in the Brenham area or Washington County and you're thinking about getting a container, give Eric a call. I am not associated with those people anyway. We didn't get a break on this or anything. They're not a sponsor. I'm just a happy customer. And I mean a really happy customer. And those guys have been around for a long time, and they'll be here for a long time more. So give them a call. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit on the farm. And I'm jumping up and down and doing a happy dance that we got us a new container. Come back and see us.